This week's hyperfixation is sugar-free for an entire month. You've listened to me babble about all the food that I enjoyed during this month. And now I want to go into what I learned, because that's the really fun part. First thing I learned is that doing a diet does not fix everything about your food habits. Now, I want to preface this saying I didn't speak about this a whole lot in my why, but I didn't do this for weight loss or like, I want my skin to clear up or whatever. Those are things that I had heard may be benefits to it, but I didn't expect anything big out of 1 month of doing it. And I didn't increase my exercise or anything. There was nothing I changed except for excluding added sugar in my diet. And so that made me realize, like, whoa, my portion control is still way out of whack, even when I'm doing this diet. And I found myself eating a lot and stuff like that. And what I realized is that it wasn't the new diet that changed anything. It's just that now that I was focusing on my diet, I recognized these habits I already had. And that's something I don't think people think about with diet culture, is that like, just because you go on keto doesn't mean you're going to suddenly learn how to like tell yourself no at 12 a.m. Like, it may help. And again, it allowed me to focus on this, but it definitely doesn't solve everything. And so that was one nice thing to be confirmed of. It's something I felt like I knew, that dieting does not fix all your problems. I feel like that's something we should know. But dieting culture really tries to make it tricky. It really tries. And it did not succeed in this one. Sugar isn't everything. I mentioned this earlier, but isn't everything. Look at me in my eyes. Sugar isn't everything. And it's ridiculous. It's in potato chips. It's in salad dressing. It's in, of course, the sugary stuff. It's in popcorn and certain popcorns and just snack bags, trail mix, Nutri-Grain bars. Like, just sugar is everywhere. It is everywhere. And that's why I think there's a conversation about sugar being addictive. Of, if you consume something so much as we do, like, your body's gonna act whack when you don't have this thing that you're used to consuming. And that was another reason why I did no sugar, is that I wanted to see, was it really an addictive substance? In some ways it was, in some ways it wasn't. Like, I didn't experience crazy withdrawal symptoms like I've seen in other YouTube videos of people talking about how they were sweating or like shaking or like just very irritated. But I did experience like cravings, and they were definitely more mental cravings. Like, I thought my cravings would be like, my stomach is like craving sugar or whatever. But it'd be like, man, now that I can't have chocolate cake, you know what I really, really want? Chocolate cake. I want some chocolate cake because I said I can't have any. And so that's kind of how my cravings worked. And that's the only like withdrawal symptom that I really experienced, at least that I can notify. Maybe I was really irritable, but I don't remember anymore because that was a really long time ago. Next up, there is so much empowerment in being able to control your diet and be able to know what's going into your body. Like, it makes you feel like a superhero. And it's something so simple. Like, I think we as people, as humans, because we've made things easier for ourselves, have gone away from nourishing our bodies and stuff like that. And believe me, like, that sounds like mumbo jumbo, even as it's coming out my mouth. But doing this diet and reading labels and being like, no to that, no to this, no to that, yes to this. Like, it's just so empowering, and it feels so good because you know what you're giving yourself. And your body's the only body you got, and it's super important. And so it's like, restaurants are weird. We go to restaurants and we let people put things in our bodies and we have no idea what's in that food. And we just trust strangers. And that's beautiful, but it's strange. It is strange. And I learned that this empowerment and control and being able to be aware of stuff, It's chef kiss. You should try it. You should try it. Today's sponsor is Smoking Butts barbecue sauce. It is really good barbecue sauce, and I wasn't always a believer. And that's how you know this is a real sponsor, because I wasn't always a believer. But I mixed that white sauce with the hot sauce, and I threw that on some chicken wings. I had hot wings that were good. Oh, they were so good. They were so good. And you need that in your life. You need things that are that good. You can order online at the Addy, the website that is showcasing now, or you can catch them at an event if you follow Smoking Butts Barbecue on their Instagram. Now, this is a funny sponsor because they are not sugar-free barbecue sauces. But when you are not sugar-free, this stuff is the truth, and you need to try it. You need it in your life. All right, that's all. Take care. Mwah. Next up is learning how to cook. And I know, I was just going over how I don't know how to cook. I don't like cooking, blah, blah, blah. I'm lazy. But I did learn more cooking skills through doing this experiment. Again, I'm a minor, and I was doing this without my parents and without other family members and eating a separate diet from them. So sometimes I really did have to make things for myself. And so it just increased my skills in general. And I did enjoy the process of preparing something for oneself and knowing what's in it, and having that time to like dedicate to, again, making yourself your own meal. Like, if you haven't tried it, you should try it. You should try it just once, maybe for a month. Maybe you should try it. So yeah. Next up is flavor profiles. Now this one was a huge shock. So at the very beginning, when I quit sugar cold turkey, I didn't do this gradually. I said January 1st, no sugar. Actually, my brother's birthday was January 2nd, and they made cake. So I started January 3rd, but I ended in February. But I started January 3rd. I said no sugar. And so for the first few days, like, my mouth felt like it was coated in sweetness. And it's a really weird feeling. But like, sugar, what you don't know is sugar lingers on your taste buds, and it covers all other flavors. It covers everything up. It's like a coater. And so once those sugar particles dissipated or went away after so many weeks, I started tasting things to such a heightened level. And like, it's just like, I don't know how to explain this. But once that added sugar was gone, like, I tasted the different particles and flavor profiles of food. Everything tasted much richer once the sugar was gone. Sugar makes everything kind of taste generally the same. And once I got back on sugar in February, like, I was hardcore craving Oreos. And when I got Oreos, they tasted like chemicals, artificial sugar, and cocoa powder. And that's all it tasted like. It tastes like cardboard. And you just taste everything that goes into food much more. And like, I almost felt like a chef or something, because just to heighten sense being able to detect what's in things, because there wasn't that overlaying thing that made everything taste the same. So yeah, for that alone, I really want to do sugar-free again, maybe this month or in May, because I don't think I know anybody with birthdays. I'll talk about my hardships next up once I get through this list of what I learned. But birthdays, they're killer. I purposely did January, not only because it's the first year of the month and New Year's resolutions, but also because I knew there weren't any major holidays that would be culturally acceptable to like overindulge. So I tried to avoid months with a lot of holidays, and I really want to do this again. It's been so long, but I do want to try this again. And so I'm trying to pick a month where I'm not around a bunch of family members aside my immediate family, and there's not a bunch of birthdays or holidays. So yeah, but those flavor profiles, spidey sense, absolutely 100 later. Maybe a part 3, because this video is really, really long. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end of this episode of Hyperfixation, it seems like all my hyperfixations need 2 videos these days. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world, and you take care and maybe have sugar-free coffee.